In today's video, we are talking all about the malignant narcissist, which is the most extreme level and high spectrum narcissist. What exactly makes a person a malignant narcissist over a standard run-of-your-mill narcissist? And what are the most common signs and traits of the malignant narcissist? If you have ever struggled with these questions or worry that someone in your life might be a malignant narcissist, then today's video is for you. But first, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take a moment and welcome you and invite you to please subscribe and be sure and hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every week. Also, if you're interested in private one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching with me, please visit my website. It is linked in the description below. So today we're talking about and exploring the topic of malignant narcissism. What is it and what are the signs of it? So let's just dive right in. Narcissism is on a spectrum, starting at something called healthy narcissism. This is a person who simply has a healthy self-esteem, not an egomaniac, not a doormat. Then we get up in the spectrum into what I call toxic narcissism. This would include a group of people who probably don't have the personality disorder, but are high enough in traits that it would make things challenging, to say the least, to have any type of a relationship with them. Next, we get up into NPD. These are narcissists that only have narcissistic personality disorder, not a combo of any other personality disorder. And next is the malignant narcissist. And these people are the highest on the spectrum and are a combination of narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. We sometimes refer to this disorder as the dark triad because there are essentially three parts to the personality disorder. The first part is narcissistic personality disorder. So this person will have an addiction to narcissistic supply and to feeling special. The second part of the personality disorder is antisocial personality disorder or psychopathy, which means that this person does not have a conscience. And the third part of the personality disorder is called Machiavellianism. And this is the part of the personality disorder that is cunning, manipulative, and sadistic, meaning they can gain pleasure from the suffering of other people. As I mentioned, malignant narcissism is the highest form of narcissism on the spectrum. And these people can and do cause all kinds of destruction. They are dangerous, and this is nothing to play around with, in my opinion. When you are dealing with a human being that does not have a conscience, meaning they don't feel or experience any feelings of empathy, guilt, regret, remorse, compassion, or shame, means they do not ever feel bad for the horrible things that they do. They do not have the internal moral compass that keeps a person's behavior honorable like we do. Combine that with the sadistic component, meaning they enjoy the suffering of other people, specifically if they are trying to get even with someone they believe tried to harm them. And this is a very dangerous and possibly deadly combination. So what are some telltale signs of someone with malignant narcissism? First and foremost, they are pathological liars, and they believe that they are extraordinarily good at deceiving people. If a malignant narcissist's mouth is moving, they are lying. It's as simple as that. Lying is kind of a game to them. They enjoy the power they feel when they have pulled the wool over someone else's eyes. They will lie about outrageous things and lie about things that don't even matter. Based on my lifelong experience exposed to these people, lying is like a fun game to them. Life to a malignant narcissist is one big psychological game, and they want to be the winner every single time. Basically, truth and honesty to a malignant narcissist is whatever version of a story benefits them the most in that moment. As their needs and desires change, so will the truth. So their version of truth can change from moment to moment and day to day. You can never trust a single word that comes out of their mouths. These narcissists have zero interest in having any form of genuine integrity. They, of course, want you to believe they value integrity, but that's nothing more than a phony facade. They are incredibly self-centered and highly arrogant. Malignant narcissists are consumed with themselves, and they believe that they are a superior person who has entitlements that the rest of the world just doesn't. You can witness their arrogance in all kinds of ways also. From the way they walk to the smirk on their face you will see them reveal from time to time, to the way they treat the service industry people. They usually will treat these people in a degrading way. If you have ever gone out to eat with a malignant narcissist, then you know what I mean. It's shocking to watch how horribly they can be to these people, and they have no shame about it. Next, they will have a long pattern of violating the rights of others. They are highly exploitative, and they are continually looking for opportunities to exploit someone. If you have something they want, then trust me when I tell you they are going to try and get it. They believe the rules just don't apply to them, and because they don't have a functioning conscience, they have absolutely no issues with trying to take whatever it is that you have that they want. They take the word con man to a whole nother level. They will lie and manipulate someone in order to exploit them with incredible ease. They don't break a sweat, and they are as slick as they come. Nothing is off limits when it comes to their personal gain or pleasure. Ruthless is their middle name. Next, they hold grudges and take revenge. A malignant narcissist is easily offended. They can get a narcissistic injury from the smallest offense or slight. And if you happen to be the person that inflicted that narcissistic injury, then they feel you have a debt to pay them. They can become fixated on getting revenge, and the revenge they seek will be very disproportionate to what gave them the narcissistic injury in the first place. They believe in teaching you a lesson you won't ever forget. And again, because they don't have a conscience, they have the capacity of doing horrible things that a normal person would never consider doing to another human being. This is one of the reasons they are so incredibly dangerous. Another telltale sign is that nothing, absolutely nothing, is ever their fault. They are masters at blame shifting and shaming. They will project and deflect the horrible things that they are guilty of onto other people consistently. They are not interested in taking any form of accountability and view their ability to not be held accountable as further proof of their superiority. Next, they are extremely impulsive. They have very, very low impulse control. They are reactors. So life with a malignant narcissist is highly chaotic. Nothing is really structured, and they expect everyone around them to be just fine with living this impulsive, chaotic, and disorganized lifestyle with them. They only take their wishes and desires into consideration, not anyone else's. They could care less if others aren't enjoying what they are doing. They don't care if they are making their partner or their child heartbroken over their impulsive behavior. The only thing they care about is what they want in that moment. They are sadistic and take pleasure in causing other people to suffer, specifically if they feel you tried to hurt them in some way. And this fact is incredibly difficult for highly empathetic targets of narcissistic abuse to comprehend. Enjoying the pain and suffering that they inflict on other people is a tremendous source of very potent narcissistic supply to them. It's beyond difficult for normal people to understand this and accept it. So this will likely be a significant source of cognitive dissonance for a highly empathetic person who is being exposed to this person. We just cannot imagine feeling this way. So wrapping your mind around this fact is usually very challenging. They are jealous and feel pathological envy with every fiber of their being. And this jealousy and envy can provoke them to do terrible things in order to alleviate that feeling. They also believe that other people are jealous of them. And of course, that brings them great joy and happiness. Many times a malignant narcissist will struggle with pretty severe paranoia also. They tend to project the things they think and feel onto other people. Therefore, they can become paranoid and think that everyone is out to get them because they know that's what they're doing. Next, they can exhibit explosive, dangerous, and terrifying rage. Malignant narcissists do not like to be challenged or exposed or to feel threatened in any way, shape, or form. And when and if that happens, that will trigger a massive narcissistic injury. And when that happens, the way they alleviate that injury is through abusing other people, usually their family, and most times behind closed doors, as they don't want anyone knowing this is actually the kind of person that they are. And this abuse will explode in the form of a narcissistic rage. These rages can last minutes, hours, or even days. And as I mentioned, they are terrifying to be exposed to. They are usually very violent, and being repeatedly exposed to this rage is so damaging to the victim. It can have lifelong consequences. If you are being exposed to narcissistic rage on a consistent basis, understand this is a severe form of abuse and domestic violence. I didn't understand that until I was way into my adulthood. I didn't know that verbal, emotional, and psychological abuse was a form of domestic violence because I was exposed to it my entire life. I was under the impression that if someone didn't sexually or physically abuse you, then it wasn't considered abuse. And I know so many of you out there believed the same thing. But we were wrong. And society needs to understand the devastating consequences of being exposed to emotional, verbal, and psychological abuse it can be. People who are exposed to this long term will definitely develop symptoms of complex trauma to one degree or another. So in closing, let me just remind you that malignant narcissists are nothing to play around with. If you believe you are involved with a malignant narcissist, you need to start taking measures to get away and go no contact. The longer you are tied to this person, the higher the probability you are going to be harmed. It's also critical to understand that there is nothing that you can do to help someone like this. This is a permanent personality and character disorder, and the only way to keep yourself safe is to get away. If you are involved with a malignant narcissist, I encourage you to reach out for help. Look for an educated therapist or a narcissistic abuse recovery coach like myself, or a support group. But getting support and validation for what you are going through is so important. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on my other social media platforms. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.